Hello everyone and welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Joni and this is Joni Loves Stitching, episode number 4 technically, but I haven't recorded since 2021, early fall time, late summer, so Joni Loves Stitching redo? I don't know. I planned on continuing it last fall, but a lot of stuff was happening in life and it was busy and chaotic, so I just decided, you know what? We're gonna put this on the back burner. Life is beginning to slow down. Some, it never really slows down. So I decided to try this again. Hopefully get more than like 50 people watching. Who knows? If I don't get more people watching, I'm not gonna continue with it. There's enough good Flosstubers out there that people can watch and hang out with, and I'll just be a viewer, but I figured I'd give it a try. So today I'm going to show you 2 finishes that I had recently. If you follow me on Instagram at Joni Loves Stitching, then you will have seen them. I'm going to show you what I've been working on for about the past week and a half-ish, because these 2 finishes were recent, so I don't want to show you what I was working on before because I was just kind of gangbusting through them. But I'm going to show you what I've been working on very recently, and then I'm going to show you what I'm planning on bringing with me to Stich-Con Weekend B, which I'm leaving for on Wednesday, shortly after my son gets out of his last day of school. They have an early release. My husband's going to come home from work a little bit early, and I will be on my way. He'll probably stop somewhere in Pennsylvania for the night, but if I can get all the way through to Ohio, I might need to find another hotel that is not the hotel that I'm staying at for the rest of the weekend because I didn't plan this out very well. That's like most of my life. So let's get started. Finishes, these are not fully finished objects. They are finished stitching, but I still need to frame them. The first one is something that has been a unicorn chart for me for so long. Back when I started re-stitching, I learned when I was younger, but this time around, probably 9-10 years ago now, when my friends had this chart and I fell in love with it. I saw it at a few stores. I never bought it because I didn't know about the glorious amazingness stuff that is stash enhancing with charts back then. So I only bought exactly what I was going to stitch. But you can't find this chart anymore, not even on eBay. I tried looking, I couldn't find it. But during Common Threaded Stitcher, I think that's the hashtag, during that month, I posted it up as one of my unicorn charts, and a lovely lady let me borrow her copy, which I still need to send back. And I kind of gang busted this. Isn't it pretty? This is Strawberry Garden by Blackbird Design. I used all the called for colors. This is a 28 count Smoky Vintage by Zweigert. I think I have the card somewhere. I fudged over here a bit. I did not go down far enough, or I went too far on this little stem. So that's off one, but that's okay, you can't really tell. And then try as I might, that is supposed to be a buttonhole stitch. That is not a buttonhole stitch. I tried and I tried and I tried. You can see my last effort down here trying to figure it out. It did not work. And I was sick and tired of trying to make it work, and I was getting really upset. So I just decided, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. And I like it. It's not what I called for, but I like it. So this is this. I need to get it framed. Before I get it framed, I'm thinking of putting my initials JMB in 2022, somewhere like very tiny, just backstitch. Either, I was thinking like JMB 2022, or like down here. Also, I don't know if this is backwards for you guys, but I don't know, whatever. So thoughts on where to put it. I will probably use either the shamrock color, which I don't understand how shamrock is blue, or tartan plaid, which is not much different from that, but oh, I'm in love with this color. I have plans for that color. So thoughts on where I should add my initials in here. So I'm going to take that to Total Framing to be framed. It's not local to a lot of people. They send their stuff in. It's local to me. And by local, I mean one of their shops is about 15-ish, 20 minutes away without traffic, and the other is about half an hour-ish away without traffic, actually right up near my sister's school where she teaches. So my other finish is All Will Be Well by Heartstring Samplery, and this is 40 count vellum linen. The picture of this plus. Can you see that? There you go. And I just used some razzleberry. I don't know who the razzleberry was by. Gentle Arts? Crescent Colors? I don't know. It's a bigger tag, not a Tiny Weeks. But that was in my stash, so I just grabbed that. And I was doing this as a small stitch along, and kind of pulling it out when life was getting rough. I started it back when my husband was in Afghanistan in August, and unless you've been hiding under a rock, you know what's going on in Afghanistan in August. Afghanistan was his world. That's more reality to him than here. He spent half a year more of his life, for as long as I've known him, over there, and that was just supposed to be another trip. Because we knew of the drawdown, we figured he might be coming home early, but it was a cluster. If you followed me on Instagram at all, you will know that I didn't have the best communication with him at that point in time when he was over there and everything started happening, and that I was not doing well with that, which is mind-blowing because, you know, in all of his travels, going to Afghanistan was where I worried the least out of anywhere he went, because I was like, oh, it's just Afghanistan, not Iraq, it's not anywhere in Africa. Cool. But yeah, that was not a good time. So that's when I started stitching this, and I stitched on it some when we were dealing with some drama with getting my son some sped services. We had to get a lawyer. When I got COVID and almost didn't get to run my races in January. And most recently when stuff happened in Texas at the school. But I finished it, and now I'm going to hang it on my wall. I'm going to frame it myself. I ordered a frame. I don't know if I've ordered it yet. It's at least in my Etsy cart. And I don't remember what the framer's called, but I believe it's Lindy Stitches, who has a little bird, cute little bird series, uses their frames, and Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch mentioned them as well, which was how I got turned on to them. So I'm going to frame that myself, hang it up in our front living room, where I can always remember all will be well. Now, moving on to my whips that I've been working on. And I just realized you can see the ring in my eyes. Okay. I'm weird, don't mind me. So, what I've been doing for the past, it feels like forever now, but it might have been a week and a half, it might be 3 weeks, I don't remember. We're in this weird timey-wimey time zone thing where it's still March, but school's out, but it's also fall. I don't know, I've lost track of time. So I finished those up, And then I just wanted something quick. So I dug through what I had, kitted up, because I was just in a starting mood. And I pulled out this, a bowl full of Scaries, Scary 2, by Plum Street Sampler. I bought as a partial kit because I didn't have the fabric. It came with the pattern and the floss, and this little chenille, whatever, to make a little pillow out of it from Needle and Orts, something with Orts, Needle Orts, whatever. It's a cross stitch and needlepoint shop down in Orlando. And I actually bought that during my races in January. And what my races were Walt Disney World has race series every year, starting with Wine and Dine, like beginning of November, Marathon Weekend in January, Princess Weekend in February, and it had been Star Wars for a while in April, but they've switched it to Springtime Surprise. And I signed up to do the Dopey Challenge for Marathon Weekend, which is on consecutive days. You run the 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon. It was, I made it, which I didn't think I would because I got COVID shortly before, and COVID does not like my lungs. So I was on lots of inhalers for a few months after. But so the day of my 10K, I ran my 10K, I went back, I had breakfast, I took a shower, I took a nap, and I didn't want to do, excuse me, a park that day because I wanted to save my feet for the half marathon the next day. So I went over and I checked out the shop. Super cute little shop, lots of stuff in there for the size, and really nice gal, and I completely forget her name, but really nice gal helping me there. So I got that. And this is what I have so far. I'm stitching this with called for colors. I came from, that little thing. This is 36 count toasted mallow from number 12 Stitching Company. I think it shipped from landmass. Australia. I wanted to say August. There is no continent or country called August. So I think this comes from Australia. I definitely ordered some fabric at some point in the last year or two that came from Australia. And I think this was it. I also used some of their fabric on Blackbird Designs Merry Christmas. And I love the color. This is a super pretty color too. 36, not typically my jam, but I do think I will order some more in 32. I have a good stash of 40 going from being in the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club. And my eyes are getting to the point where it's kind of hard to see that now. And I actually just scratched one project that I was working on, actually around this time too. Because it was on the raw Zweigert linen, and it was just too hard, even with readers, magnifying stuff to see. So I scratched that. I'm going to restart it on other fabric. But so this is Scary 2. It's super cute. It's an easy stitch in the evenings when we're just watching TV. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing 40 count during the day when my eyes are not so tired and when it's brighter. We do not have a very sunny house to begin with. It's a little Cape Cod with eaves coming down, everything. We're in the woods, like tall 100-foot poplar woods. So we have the light that's in the house and not much else. So doing 32 counts, heavier count, or bigger counts, bigger holes in the evening, 40 count during the day. So I was doing that, and then alternating with that, this was also a new start, is a blue flower alpaca farm. I ordered this recently when I ordered threads to go with another blue flower drum, which I have packed up for Stich-Con. So you'll see that. I am stitching this on 32 count dried lavender, which was the April 2022 fabric of the month club from Color and Cotton. This is what I have. Needle still in there, whatever. The colors are not as like primary-ish thinking, something like that I thought they were on here. They're actually quite pretty, but definitely not as, they're bright, they're fun. They're more earthy than I thought they'd be. But there's steamed broccoli is really pretty. So that's that. Also, I've never done a drum. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but apparently you're supposed to watch Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorials and you should be good to go. So that's what I'm planning on. Now my morning stitch. Okay, so I was trying, being the operative word, to stitch on Springtime at Hawk Run Hollow. But it was just, even with readers or the magnifying, it was too hard to see, and it's gonna sound weird, I don't like stuff on my face. I'm very particular. I wear contacts all the time because I don't like the glasses on my face. I can manage some gooder sunglasses if I'm outside, but mostly my sunglasses are on my head as a comfort item. So it wasn't working for me. And Vicky from the Virginia Stitcher is always showing stuff and saying, oh, well, I started on this fabric, but I didn't like it, so I switched to this fabric. And I'm like, she's happier stitching this stuff because she's just restarting it. And so recently, that project and another project that I'll show you, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna restart, which was not a thing I've ever really done. I didn't want to start stop what I've already started. So it is what it is. I found some fabric online. I can't remember who I bought it from. I'll show you next time. And it was 20 count Aida. So instead of 40, 20 count. I can actually see that. So it's still going to be the same stitch size. It's a little warmer toned than the raw linen, but I think it'll really work. So that should actually be arriving today or tomorrow. Now, so 40 count, working on earlier in the day. I also recently started, also by the blue flower, I'm doing a lot of blue flower right now, Strawberry Bird. Oh, so when talking about hashtags, Stitching is Elementary is doing a hashtag for Stitch Halloween in July or June. I'll put the hashtag in the notes below, and you can find it. So I'm doing that for that. And then Situation Normal, I don't know if she hosts it or leads it or just takes part, but her and another gal started Strawberry Pickin' Sal, and so Strawberry Pickin' 22 Sal, I think, is a hashtag, or Strawberry Pickin' Sal 22. I did the Strawberry Garden for that, and I'll look it up, and again, put it down below. So right now, the blue flower, Strawberry Bird, and I, for this one, am here. I have a really bad habit of leaving my stuff in the hoops and leaving the needles in there. That's where I am now. And I used, what is this? This fabric. Ooh. The 40 count Tuscan from, again, Color and Cotton Club, December 2021. So it's very pretty. like a mid-earthy color. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I decided to use for that. So those are what I've been kind of rotating through. I'll do Scary 2 one night, and then the Alpaca Farm another, and then Scary 2, and then the Alpaca Farm. And I've been working on Strawberry Bird during the day. And then I started doing a sal with Lydia Leisurely Stitches. I'm horrible at remembering stuff. Again, I'll put it in the notes below. And I had planned on starting this last week, and then I planned on starting it this weekend. I got a migraine. So I started it this morning. And it is saltwater, well, I have so far Saltwater Scrapbook 2. So I think this one's by Lindy Stitches, and I think part 1 is by the Blue Flower. I'm still waiting on part 1 to arrive. Here's what I have. I literally started this morning, and I got to do like a few stitches, and then I had to run out to get groceries before I brought my son some lunch at school, because we had no more lunch meat for him, so he got McDonald's. Whatever, it's the last week of school. I'm using the called for colors, which are right there. I ran out of floss bags. And then there's some overdyes, whatever. Actually I need to add salt water to this. Now, I'm using Brethren Blue instead of Weeks Dye Works Twilight. I pulled the colors that I needed from 123 Stitch. You know, when you order something, there's the option to order the flosses with them. I didn't order it from them, I just pulled the list. And they had 924 listed instead of the Twilight. So I ordered what they had listed for overdyes, and then I went to Michael's and I got the DMCs. And I got home and I saw them, I was like, oh. So I went through my overdyes brands, and I don't have a huge stash the way a lot of people do, because I just don't. And so I was kind of looking to see what would match the 924, and then I Googled it, and it turns out, oh, I had Brethren Blue, and it did match. And I'm kind of curious as to what I bought it for originally. But, so, Lydia is, I believe, stitching them, all 9 of them like that. I am actually stitching them into little pillows, because I have a driftwood bowl, and it's in our guest bedroom, and I thought it'd be really cute to put a couple of seashells in there, because I also grab seashells whenever I go visit my in-laws in Vero Beach. Stick some seashells in there and stick these in there. This fabric is not enough to do all 9, but it's just over there out of reach. Can't get it. But the Color and Cotton Club this month that I just got, June, was actually another really lightish pretty blue. So I think I'm going to do Saltwater Scrapbook 1 on that one, and then decide about Chanel colors and stuff like that after, and then stick them in the bowl, and it'll be all cute and beachy. So that's what I've been working on. I'm going to pull a bag over and show you what I have planned for Stich-Con. Okay, so first of all, this is Coming With Me by Punky Pearls. It's her, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a little project. I took Saltwater Scrapbook out of here. It will not be empty. So I'm bringing this with me. And then I'm bringing this with me. And this is full. So, okay. Let's start with this first. And I do not think I will get around to everything I'm bringing, but I wanted to have options. Because options are good, and I don't want to get stuck with something that is too labor intensive or is boring or I'm just not feeling right then. So first thing I'm bringing is After the Rain by Liz Matthews. I don't have the pattern with me because I have it digitally, and my tablet is upstairs in my son's room right now because he's been playing on this Scholastic book app called Home Base. Kind of cool. But this is where I'm at. I'm using the silks that M&M Studios, Almond M&M Studios, put together for this. When Liz Matthews came out with it, she had a whole bunch of different gals come up with their own, not color conversions, but I guess color conversions, color options. And hers are just so happy. So I'm stitching this with my goddaughter in mind. So I want her to have it when I'm done. Which might not be for a while, but she's just a year old. She'll be fine. And then I'm bringing Resistance is Futile by Long Dog Samplers, which again, don't have a picture. It's on my tablet. I started this actually when I went to my races in January. This was my New Year, New Start. So that's what I have now. And this is Early America. Yeah. 40 count by Barbarelle Creations. I had originally bought this for New Normal by Long Dog Samplers. I had tried to stitch it twice and I was not happy with the stitching, the thread, the color. It just, so I thought, you know what, this will be really pretty. And I got it and it was like, oh, I'm afraid to use this stuff for that and have it not work out. So I did this instead. So this is the thread. Don't mind my ugly fingers. I'm a nail biter. Autistic stem. Oops. And this, it's not, I don't know. Barbarelle Creations, I had her dye a whole bunch of these for me in oak bark. So I have oak bark up with the wazoo, and it is a lovely color. Because a New Normal takes so much more thread than Resistance is Futile sampler does, I think I should have enough to use on Liz Matthews pattern. I want to say it's Give Thanks, but it's the pretty little bird that's done in black against like a creamy background, but I think that would be really pretty for that. So that's this that I'm bringing. And then oh, I forgot about this. Something that I was bringing as a potential start is, this is Campbell. That came out recently, like, well, this year at some point. And I ordered the threads, the fabric, the pattern from the Attic Needleworks in Arizona. I have never ordered cross-stitch stuff by just calling a place. So that was the first time I did that, and it was really painless. And then, what is, oh, so again, another pattern I do not have a picture of. I'm bringing this as a new start. It's for Thomas by Kathy Barrick. Super pretty bird. I love a good bird. And he has some fun pinks in there. So I'm going with the DMCs instead of the MPIs. And I'm using 32 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. I think there should be a bit left over of that. So use it for ornaments or pillows or something. I was going to bring this. So this is not the smalls for Beachcomber. Caroline Manning came out with Beachcomber smalls recently. I wanted a small in the Beachcomber colors, but they didn't have that back then. So this was a while ago. So what I did was I used one of the smalls for Opal, and I just took my real technical, you know, changes here, work designs next to stuff, and I'm just kind of using that. If you can figure out what's going on there, cool, because I scratch my head constantly trying to figure it out. So I'm doing that, bringing that, and then another Caroline Manning is Pumpkin Patch. And this was actually the Pumpkin Patch smalls. So I'm bringing that. I wonder if I left enough space here. That doesn't look like much. Let's see. But I was going to fold it over and do like a, what's it called? Flat back? Flat something or other? Flat fold? I don't know. So, we'll see. If not, I can use it, like make a big pillow out of it and sew some Halloween-y fabric around that. So bring that. And the Blackbird Designs Merry Christmas that I told you about, that one I'm bringing, and that is actually one of the whip goes called for June to do 600 stitches on it. So here's where I am. That blue's so pretty. I think I could do 600 stitches. I was stitching a lot earlier this year with a gal that I met from Instagram. We would meet up every couple weeks at Panera during the school day and stitch, and I was actually able to make decent headway on that while chatting my butt off. So I think I can do something with that. And then I am bringing the Enjoy the Sunshine. I don't know if this is released as a full out pattern yet, or if it's still only available from when it was like a sal, but this is Tempting Tangles. Enjoy the sal. Probably a little less than a fourth of the way done, but these are done with dinky dyes and like Swagger Platinum, Alabaster, something. That's 32 count. And I've had a hankering to stitch on that lately. I'm bringing, although I'm questioning whether I should switch or not now, my Mirabelia Enchanted Mermaid. That's all I have so far is her fin. I kind of want to pick brains there. I am doing this on 28 count. Let's picture this plus. I want to say it's Storm or Dwarf or something. I don't know. But I have, if you look at my messy back, right here, stitched where, like, kind of marked where I should start, but I started a little bit up. So I kind of want to pick someone's brain at Stich-Con to see whether I should this, whether there's going to be enough fabric up top, because I do worry about that. I don't want to get all the way up and, you know, my girl have no head. She's not ambulant. So, I'm gonna ask about that. Vicky, the Virginia Stitcher, I think stitches her Mirabelias on 28, so I might see if I can find her and girl a bit and then ask her. Those are the projects I have to bring that are whips that I was thinking as new starts. Oh, no, wait. Restart. I have, I can't try that page. Here we go. Quaker Virtues by Bygone Stitches. Everyone's doing her flag piece right now, and I have that in my stash. That was one of the first patterns that I bought as like, I want to stitch this someday, instead of immediately. So someday. So I had started that a long time ago and just kind of pulled, oh, it's right here. These DMC colors. They're fun, kind of bright, happy. And stitched this much. But I was just kind of like, I wasn't loving it. So I waffled. I didn't want to waste my time, but I didn't want to waste my time if I wasn't going to love it, but I was afraid that I will have wasted my time working on it that much. So when Vicky started talking about, oh, you know, this is restart, I tried on this and I tried on this and now I like this best, I was like, okay, so I fell in love with the tartan plaid color when I was working on Strawberry Garden, because I didn't really like the blue jeans. I mean, it's a nice color, but I didn't really love it, that it calls for in the pattern. So I was like, oh, hey. So it calls for like 38 skeins of this thing. So I have the little bit of tartan plaid. Well, there's a decent amount of skein right here from what I had worked on Strawberry Garden. And then I got 4 more from 123 Stitch. And then I'm going to get some more this weekend at Keepsakes if I can find some. And then I'll just kind of, over the next little bit, order. And what I think I'm going to do, I mean, they all look fairly similar, but I'll probably, you know, do skein 1 for a motif, then move on to skein 2 for another, then skein 3, and just rotate through. Now, I had ordered River Rocks to go with it because I thought that looked nice. And this is Twilight Woods that it actually calls for to go with the blue jeans, and that I also used in Strawberry Garden. They're sort of similar. This is not really, I feel like they're a bit darker than it's showing on there, but you can see that this is a bit lighter than this one. I kind of like Twilight Woods better to go with it. And that only calls for 3 skeins, so I'll probably try to get 4 just to be safe, because we're worth it. So I got that. I'm thinking about starting that up there. And then I have, I'm bringing some stuff with me to potentially kit up. So also Bygone Stitches, you know, she calls for DMCs on this, but I wanted to pull DMCs at Keepsakes if they have it, or Michael's nearby, and find some fabric to go with it. Forever and Ever, I wanted to kit this up. I love this pattern because my husband and I will be like, I love you, and they'll be like, forever and ever, like, and ever, or vice versa. So that's kind of a thing with us. I have this Tricks or Treat book by Blackbird Design, And I wanted to kit up specifically, there's a picture of this. Well, right here, this guy. So bringing that with. Now here's the other blue flower drum that I was ordering thread for when I ordered the llama or alpaca farm. So this looks very pink. These colors do not lend themselves to the pink that I had for that. So I think I need a more earthy, lush color to go with it. Kind of want to kit this up. And then I have this. And then one last thing that I'm bringing is this. But I have this leftover, this pumpkin pie. But it's from Be Stitch Me, 32 count Lagana. I'm using the rest of it on Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. But I have this much. So this, and then I have the sulky, and I thought that might be kind of cute, but I don't know. Sometimes I make decisions to go my own way with stitching, and then I'm like, why was I thinking that? That's a horrible decision. So I wanted to bring it with me to see what other people thought. But I thought it looked kind of good. I'll see if I've lost my mind. That is all I have, and it's now in a big pile around me. We will see if that's actually what I wind up bringing. I do plan on bringing saltwater scrapbook, and I think I'm going to aim to work for an hour on that each day while I'm up there. And I'm bringing Strawberry Bird. I think I want to bring Scary too. I might leave Alpaca Farm home. I don't know. That's a lot of stuff. And everyone's saying you're not going to work on as much as you think you are. You're going to be busy walking around, being social. I'm not a very social person. I'd rather just sit there and stitch at my table and talk to whoever's there if they want to talk to me. Because if I go trying to talk to people, I say really stupid stuff. They perseverate on it for the next few weeks. So, I don't know. It's better to pack extra and not need it than not have enough, right? Kind of like underwear and shampoo when you travel. When you're going away for a week, you don't need underwear for 3 weeks. You don't need shampoo for a month. But does anyone else do that? Or did I just give you TMI? Oh well, okay, I'm done for now. I do have quilting I've been working on, but I'm just gonna stick this up unedited, see how the ball rolls, and if enough people are interested, then you know what, maybe I'll throw some quilting in too. But for now, please hit like and please hit subscribe. Subscribe. It's somewhere down there. It's a red thing. And I hope you'll have a good day. If you're going to be at Stich-Con, have an amazing time. And if you want to come see Jurassic World with me while you're there, I have one other chick who wants to go see it with me, but I will be taking a break to go see it because my husband is taking my son this weekend without me. Not cool, but that's okay because we're going to see Maverick tomorrow. Woo. All right, I'm done. I'm babbling. Have an amazing day. Subscribe, like, go have fun stitching. Bye, guys.